As previously reported, singer-actor Lee Seung Gi and singer Baekhyun are both living under Jeons lump sum deposit lease contracts in a luxury villa located in UN Village, Hannam-dong, Seoul. Their respective Jeons deposits amount to 10.5 billion Korean won, approximately $7.2 million United States dollars, and 16 billion Korean won, approximately $10.9 million United States dollars. The villa is owned by Cha Ga-won, CEO of 100, the parent company of the labels to which both artists belong. What has drawn particular attention is that these unusually high Jeons deposits, set between parties classified as related parties, appear to exceed market levels far, raising concerns about potential Kkangtong Jeonse or empty Jeonse risk. What is Kkangtong Jeonse? Kkangtong Jeonse, literally, empty Jeonse, refers to a high-risk rental situation in which the Jeonse deposit is equal to or higher than the property's actual market value. In such cases, if the home is sold or put up for auction, the landlord may be unable to return the tenant's deposit fully. This exposes tenants to significant financial losses, particularly if the property's sale price falls short of the deposit amount. In short, it describes a scenario where even selling the home would not generate enough money to repay the tenant's Jeonse deposit. Ownership structure and LANUVO's background. Cha Ga-won holds another prominent title as chairman of PIAK Group, a real estate services company offering end-to-end solutions from design and construction to development and sales. The luxury residential brand launched by PIAK Group is LANUVO, located in Hannam-dong, Yongsan District. LANUVO Phase 1 consists of 4 units, while Phase 2 includes 7 units. Phase 1 received occupancy approval in May 2022, and Phase 2 began pre-sales in September 2022. At the time, Cha publicly promoted LANUVO as a successfully sold-out project. However, registry records show that all 4 Phase 1 units are jointly owned by Cha Ga-won and her husband, not by PIAK Group. Ownership was transferred to the couple personally on June 7, 2022. Multiple large loans were taken out using the units as collateral, with borrowing amounts reaching tens of billions of KRW per unit. Lee Seung Gi's 10.5 billion Korean won Jeonse contract in August 2024. Lee Seung Gi entered into a 10.5 billion Korean won Jeonse contract for one of the Phase 1 units. This took place just 4 months after he signed an exclusive contract with Big Planet Made, a 100 subsidiary. It also marked the first actual transaction involving the Phase 1 units since the couple acquired them. A mortgage with a maximum secured amount of approximately 8.7 billion Korean won was registered under Lee's name. Given that mortgages are typically set at 110 to 120% of the loan amount, Lee is believed to have borrowed around 7.5 billion Korean won. On the same day the loan was executed, 3.6 billion Korean won in existing mortgages under Cha and her husband were cancelled. Baekhyun's 16 billion Korean won Jeonse and earlier financial ties. The second transaction occurred in March 2025, when Baekhyun entered into a 16 billion Korean won Jeonse contract for another LANUVO Phase 1 unit. The maximum secured mortgage registered under his Jeons rights was 12.6 billion Korean won, approximately $8.6 million United States dollars. Baekhyun's connection to LANUVO predates this move. In June 2023, One Signature, a company linked to Baekhyun and individuals closely connected to Cha Ga-won, took out a loan secured by a 13 billion Korean won, $8.9 million United States dollars mortgage. The following day, over 9.1 billion Korean won in mortgages under Cha and her husband were cleared. After navigating this complex financial structure, Baekhyun ultimately became a Jeons tenant himself. Exceptionally high risk of Kkangtong Jeonse. The Jeons amounts 10.5 billion Korean won for Lee Seung Gi and 16 billion Korean won for Baekhyun stand out even among ultra-luxury properties in Seoul. For context, the highest Villa Jeons deposit in Seoul in 2024 was Lee Seung Gi's 10.5 billion Korean won, nearly double the second highest figure. In 2025, only 3 villa units exceeded 5 billion Korean won in Jeons, with the highest outside LANUVO reaching 7 billion Korean won, less than half of Baekhyun's deposit. Meanwhile, comparable luxury villas in UN Village have sold for around 13.7 billion Korean won, not Jeons, with similar floor areas. Real estate experts point out that Jeons deposits are typically 50 to 70% of a property's sale price. When the deposit approaches or exceeds the expected sale value, the risk of Kkangtong Jeonse increases sharply. One industry insider noted, there needs to be an objective review of whether properties initially valued at 5 to 8 billion KRW could realistically justify Jeons deposits exceeding 10 billion Korean won in such a short period. If Jeons deposits surpass the home's value, tenants face a very high risk of not recovering their money. Ripple effects of Lee Seung Gi's Jeons deal. After Lee Seung Gi's contract in mid-2024, Cha Ga-won reportedly used other Phase 1 units as collateral to secure additional loans totaling over 15 billion Korean won, $10.2 million United States dollars. One unit is now listed online with an asking price of 22 billion Korean won, a figure significantly higher than comparable properties. However, LANUVO Phase 1 units also reportedly have smaller land ownership ratios compared to other luxury villas, further complicating valuation. Potential fallout if LANUVO Phase 1's true market value falls below even the Jeons deposits, and the property were to enter foreclosure or auction, the financial burden would shift to the tenants. Lee Seung Gi and Baekhyun could be left responsible for outstanding loans estimated at roughly 7 billion Korean won and 10 billion Korean won, respectively. In short, should repayment issues arise, the artists, not the landlord, could ultimately bear the heaviest losses. See also, Baekhyun successfully concludes 3-day sold-out Reverie tour in Seoul.